Obscure City is a place where you can find many unique dangers. This is where she works, Cassandra Killjoy, paranormal private eye. Now a teenage girl's father has gone missing, and Killjoy believes that the city's enigmatic protector, the swordsman, is the key to finding heaven. So Killjoy must face many deadly dangers in her search for the swordsman. Available on Amazon.com. Time, space, reality.
Every decision can lead to a new tangent.
Who said that?
I am Uatu, the Watcher,
Oh no.
and I know everything there is to know about the Marvel Universe. And today we explore the infinite possibilities of reality as we ponder the question: what if?
Okay. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm ERod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster, and today's alternate tale begins right after the endgame. Marvel Studios just made history by creating the first successful interconnected film universe, as well as breaking all manner of box office records. So then the question became,
What if?
no. The question became, what next? At D23 2019, we would get our answer, as Marvel Studios was going to start developing series for streaming along with their movies, starting with WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, and What If. Based on the Marvel comic by the same title, What If explores the alternate realities of the Marvel Universe. What would have been if the heroes and villains that we know and love had made slightly different decisions? Like, what if Spider-Man's Uncle Ben had lived? What if the Fantastic Four had not gained superpowers? What if Captain America hadn't vanished during World War II? Etc., etc. The main difference between the comic and the show is that the show would exclusively explore alternate realities of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to help establish their next big story arc, the Multiverse Saga. Created and developed by A.C. Bradley, Marvel Studios' What If would be an animated anthology series, meaning that most episodes would tell self-contained stories featuring a different cast that would mostly be comprised of the Marvel Studios actors who were still under contract, reprising their roles from the movies. Suffice it to say, the prospect of which was very exciting.
The plot.
I mean, I just said that almost every episode has a self-contained plot, so there's no need to.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of infinite possibilities.
No, we already did that part. All they need to know is that this is an anthology series like The Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt or Amazing Stories.
Maybe you need to chill the F out.
Let's just move on.
Character design and animation.
The overall look and design of the series is based on the art of Ryan Meinerding, who is the head of visual development for Marvel Studios, and the man responsible for most of the incredible concept art associated with the movies. So the series is like his art brought to life. The animation is a combination of 2D backgrounds overlaid with 3D characters and models. The intention was for Marvel to produce the animation in-house, but that proved to be way too complicated. So some of the animation duties were relegated to other animation studios, like Blue Spirit, Squeeze, and SDFX Studios, just to name a few. Furthermore, the original plan was to produce a 26-episode miniseries, but that proved to be way too complicated, so they decreased the workload to produce 10-episode seasons. The first season went over budget, so they had to drop one episode. So yeah, there was a bit of a learning curve. Also, there is a severe fluctuation in the quality of the animation from episode to episode. Sometimes the animation is award-worthy, but sometimes it really isn't.
Cast and characters.
What If quickly became a dead giveaway for what actors were still under the employ of Marvel Studios. Like Anthony Mackie could deny that he was coming back for more projects after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but his casting in What If Season 3 would say otherwise. Meanwhile, the characters of the actors who were not under contract were played by professional voice actors doing dead-on impersonations. The two who are the most impressive in my opinion are Josh Keaton as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, and Lake Bell as Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. Not just matching their own camera counterparts, but delivering powerful dramatic performances as well. Now, while most episodes of this show featured a different cast, there are two recurring actors that deserve their flowers. The first is Jeffrey Wright as Uatu, the Watcher, serving as the omniscient narrator and host of the series, very much like Rod Serling or the Crypt Keeper. The unifying connective tissue of the series, providing context, comfort, and exposition.
This is ridiculous. That guy sounds nothing like me. My voice has more of a James Earl Jones quality.
Right. Anyway, the other cast member that deserves an honorable mention is the unofficial protagonist of the series, Hayley Atwell as Captain Carter, who appeared in 8 episodes, making her the character that appeared in the series the most, just behind the Watcher, serving as the audience surrogate and unofficial lead. Very much like Tony Stark in the Infinity Saga, Peggy very quickly became a fan favorite, which makes me question why they would include her in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness only to brutally kill her off. Rumor has it that they plan to bring her back for Avengers Secret Wars, so hopefully they will make up for that misstep.
Where have you been all my life?
Season 1.
Like I said before, this show was produced right after the Infinity Saga, so the first season is structured exactly like a phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with individual standalone installments that eventually converge and cross over for a massive epic action-packed finale. However, the main issue with What If is that while most of the episodes work, when they don't, they really don't. So let's address those episodes, shall we? What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? It's the same as the Black Panther movie, but during the events of the first Iron Man movie. Killmonger outsmarts everyone and then takes over Wakanda. So in spite of all the great moments, this one just felt pointless. More like fan service for Killmonger fans.
You believe the cure for human suffering is more suffering.
The cure is power, and now I have it.
What if Thor was an only child? So apparently that means that he would be an annoying, inconsiderate frat boy. Also, this is one of the episodes that starts the trend of irreverent comedic episodes, with characters dropping punchlines every other line and winking at the camera way too often, making the show resemble What the more than What If. And now for the most divisive episode of the series. What If Zombies? My god, what a crappy title. I could rant about this episode for a full hour, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. The episode is nothing like the comic that it is based on. And once again, the idiotic, irreverent, lighthearted comedy tone does not work in a tragic post-apocalyptic horror setting. And this is the episode that they opted to spin off into its own series. Really? Ugh. With that said, the rest of the season is pretty damn solid, kicking things off by introducing our unofficial lead in What If Captain Carter were the first Avenger, where it is Peggy who becomes a super soldier instead of Steve Rogers, and then the series transitions onto legitimately intriguing scenarios, like T'Challa in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe, a murder mystery with the Avengers as the victims, and my all-time favorite episode in the entire series. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? In this reality, Christine was in the car with Doctor Strange on the night of his fateful accident. But instead of him severely injuring his hands, Christine was tragically killed. So Strange becomes a sorcerer in order to gain the power to bring her back, which is strictly forbidden magic, which then leads our supernatural hero down a very dark path, culminating in what could be described as a beautiful tragedy. Benedict Cumberbatch and Rachel McAdams are absolutely brilliant in their performances, and this episode alone is worthy of all the awards.
I spent centuries, sacrificed everything for Christine. And now can you save her?
The season concludes with the insanely epic What If Ultron had won, where not only does Ultron come out on top after the events of the Age of Ultron, but he also gains the Infinity Stones, which make him so powerful that he destroys the entire universe, and then starts gunning for the multiverse. So Uatu breaks his oath of non-interference, assembles a team comprised of the protagonists from this season's episodes, and Gamora, who was supposed to get her own episode but got bumped to season 2 because they went over budget, to battle Ultron, destroy the Infinity Stones, and save the multiverse. So in spite of a few bumps along the road, this season ends really strong.
I'll watch. I have nothing but time.
Thank you, Stephen.
And besides, what are friends for?
Season 2.
So once again, we get a mostly good season with a great finale, with the occasional episode that is not that great. So let's talk about those first. What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? Which is just a really bad Die Hard parody, which ends with Happy turning into a deformed Purple Hulk.
Bruce, a little help? No, you guys got this.
What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602? This one is half good. A great premise that sees Captain Carter trying to save a universe where everything is like England in the 1600s from being destroyed. Unfortunately, this is yet another episode that is unnecessarily jokey, which undermines the overall tone of the episode.
Which led me to finishing my greatest invention ever. Ignore that, it's decorative.
But once again, the rest of the season is really solid. Kicking things off with my second favorite episode of the series, What If Nebula Joined the Nova Corps? A badass murder mystery with an overt Blade Runner aesthetic. And if that sounds awesome, that's because it is.
Say I told you so, but your head's bashed in, so you wouldn't remember.
I'm fine. I just need a drink. And guns. And an arm.
What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Which sees an Avengers team comprised of our heroes' predecessors like Hank Pym and King T'Chaka be assembled in the 80s to stop a young Peter Quill from destroying the Earth with his celestial powers.
Great, we got a cat man, space broad, giant man, silent but deadly. Good to see you.
And you're gonna be the crusty guy.
What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? A retelling of Captain America the Winter Soldier, but with Steve being the brainwashed Hydra agent instead of Bucky. Also, the Red Room from the Black Widow movie is heavily involved, and that is pretty badass.
Steve, I want to be with you, even if this is the end.
What if Cohorty reshaped the world? Considered by many to be the best episode of the series. Which is ironic because this episode boldly strays from the show's formula and does not heavily rely on referencing the pre-established stories and characters from the movies, seeing a timeline in which Ragnarok happened a lot earlier and the Tesseract was destroyed along with Asgard, releasing the Space Stone's energy, which then lands in North America in the late 1700s, granting a Native American tribe amazing godlike powers. However, one young courageous girl named Cohorty uses the power to fight off the Spanish conquistadors and liberate her people. This episode is beautiful, and it's the one that I feel most comfortable recommending.
World peace in record time. Sure that'll last.
What if Hela found the 10 rings? Where it is Hela, not Thor, who Odin punishes by stripping her of her powers and exiling on Earth. However, she lands in medieval China and becomes entrenched in the world of Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. Which sounds like a weird combination, but strangely, it really works. And Cate Blanchett did an excellent job portraying a Hela who learns humility.
It's like you said, no god should have dominion over death who has so little appreciation for life.
And just like season 1, this one also had a badass finale. What if Strange Supreme intervened? Here, the same Doctor Strange that destroyed his own universe trying to bring Christine Palmer back to life actually figures out a way to make it happen via a massive arcane machine that can reboot his entire universe. Unfortunately, the machine is powered by the life energy of extremely powerful multiversal beings, which the misguided Doctor is happy to kidnap and sacrifice. So Captain Carter and Cohorty join forces to stop him, resulting in the most insane and twisted final battle in the series. Trust me when I say that I could spend an hour describing it and never do it justice.
He has the stones. We'll need that infinity armor if we're going to stand a chance against Strange.
Season 3.
Look, there is no sugarcoating this, so I'll just come out and say it. Most of Season 3 really sucks. AC Bradley left the series right after Season 2, and her absence was deeply felt. Most of the episodes are mediocre or just flat out bad. What if the Hulk was a kaiju and the Avengers drove mechs? Seriously, why would Thor need a mech? What if Agatha Harkness and Kingo did a musical for no reason? What if the Red Guardian was Bucky's really annoying friend? God, this episode made me hate the Red Guardian. What if Howard the Duck Darcy? Ew. Well, at least now the current generation knows what it's like to have watched this scene.
As much as I would like to avert my gaze, but alas, it is my duty to watch.
What if the world sucked, but Riri Williams was the White Vision somehow? What if Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop were cowboys, because why not? And while there were some good moments and some really impressive performances along the way, overall Season 3 is just bad. But just like the two previous seasons, this one too is redeemed by its finale. With the two-parter, What If the Watcher Disappeared? And What If? Here, the Council of Watchers decides to punish Uatu for his constant interference with the events of the multiverse by removing him from reality and undoing all the changes that he has influenced, meaning that all the times that he and the alternate versions of the Marvel heroes saved the whole of reality never would have happened, therefore dooming the multiverse.
Well, that's just inconsiderate and impractical.
Agreed. So it is up to a ragtag band of multiversal heroes to save him and stop the Council. A group comprised of Captain Carter, Cohorty, Birdie the Duck, who is Howard and Darcy's daughter, and Storm from the original X-Men cartoon, who now possesses the power of Thor. Okay, two quick side notes here. Number 1. As disgusted as I am by the Howard the Duck episode, Birdie is a great character, and she is played by Natasha Lyonne, and that is pretty freaking awesome. And number 2, while I very much appreciate that they got Allison Ciali Smith, the definitive voice of Storm, to reprise her role from the original X-Men cartoon, I have to ask, why the hell did she not get her own episode? They wasted episodes on Showtunes and Red Guardian, but they couldn't spare one for What If Storm Lifted Mjolnir? Come on! Other than those meaningless fanboy gripes, this finale is excellent. Seeing our heroes nearly break reality to save their friend and stop the Council. The ensuing battle between the two powerful groups is earth-shattering, and very much a worthy end to an epic high-concept sci-fi series.
For the first time in all time, it feels like someone is watching over me.
Final verdict.
This is the hardest show I have ever tried to rate. The extreme fluctuation in the quality of the individual episodes would lead me to give it a 6, just above average. But if I were to judge the show strictly based on the seasonal story arcs and finales, then I would give it a perfect 10. So after much deliberation, I have come to the conclusion that the only fair overall score is an 8. And I only feel comfortable recommending it to hardcore MCU fans. If you're a casual fan, you might want to stick to the movies. Until next time, I'm ERod, and I'm the...
Once again, the story comes to a close as we continue to explore an ever-expanding universe of infinite possibilities. I, Uatu, the Watcher, resume my duty to not interfere and simply bear witness.
Okay. Until next time.